everybody. Hello, and welcome to A Late Show. I'm Stephen Colbert. I'm a comedian. We are broadcasting from Ice Station Zebra, formerly known as the Ed Sullivan Theater, where I have been hunkered down for the last 24 hours. This is true. I actually spent the night in my office last night because all non-essential vehicles have been forbidden to take to the streets of New York City. I have not left this building the entire time. I don't know if there's anyone left alive hearing this broadcast. For all I know, the Arctic tundra outside this building is now being ruled by marauding ice tribes, whose economy is based solely on bartering hot chocolate and marshmallows and ruled by their fearsome Swiss mistress. The East Coast, from Boston to Washington, D.C., is paralyzed. Millions of people are trapped in their houses, but for a different reason now. Now, here in New York City, it has been coming down for 24 hours, expected to continue through Wednesday morning. By the time it's over, we're looking at nearly 2 feet of snow. New Yorkers, this is important. If you're caught outside until you can get to shelter, remember, as a last resort, you can always stay warm by cutting open Mayor de Blasio and crawling inside. Nope. Some folks found the fun in the blizzard. The storm hit Chicago first, where one fella snowboarded while getting pulled by a car. Here in New York, some people took to the streets to cross-country ski, and in D.C., there was a snowball fight on the National Mall, and nobody brought zip ties. It's the second time in 4 weeks that the Capitol has been overwhelmed by a storm of whiteness. And it's not just humans, as you can see in this delightful footage of giant pandas playing at the National Zoo. Look at that! They're just like us! Oh, they're having fun in the snow, stuck in captivity, not breeding. Of course, no coverage of a blizzard is complete without someone reporting from the middle of the snowstorm. So let's check in with the Late Show's chief meteorologist live on the roof of the Ed Sullivan Theater, Stephen Colbert. Stephen, how are things looking up there, my friend?
Well, Steve, it's cold and snowy. But you didn't need anybody up on the roof to tell you that. You could have just looked out your window.
Yeah, I would, but these windows aren't real. They're just TV screens.
Well, change them to static. You'll get the idea.
Okay. There you go. Wow. That is a lot of snow.
Yep. Can I come down from the roof now, please?
No, you can't.
Well, what if I made it worth your while? Introduce you to my friend Benjamin here. Check inside your pocket, Steve.
Oh. I like the cut of your jib. Come on down, I'll pour you a drink.
Make it a double.
Thanks, Stephen. Now, during the campaign, Joe Biden talked a lot about reaching across the aisle, and as we're taping this, is this true? Yes. He is discussing a compromise proposal at the White House with 10 Republican senators he invited there, led by Maine Senator Susan Collins, seen here having the time of her life. The GOP's compromise offer to Biden's plan is a compromise the same way as a pack of wolves compromises with an absent-minded caribou. You see, Biden's COVID rescue plan, which covers bigger stimulus checks, more aid for the unemployed, the hungry, and those facing eviction, additional support for small businesses, states and local governments, increased funding for vaccination and testing, has a price tag of $1.9 trillion, while the Republicans only want to cover some of that stuff for $600 billion. That's not meeting you halfway. That's not even meeting you third way. America is drowning 100 feet below the surface, and Republicans are saying, okay, here's our compromise. Instead, we drown 60 feet below the surface. At least they'll be able to see us waving. Now, it's a nice gesture for Joe to meet with these folks, but Joe's clearly not playing around on this. Look what he just did to West Virginia Democratic Senator and funniest guy at the car dealership, Joe Manchin. Manchin has been dragging his feet on Biden's COVID relief deal. So without ever telling Manchin, Biden sent Kamala Harris to appear on local West Virginia news to say, you're working hard, you deserve this relief package, but Joe Manchin doesn't want to give it to you. Manchin wasn't happy about the executive branch nut punch.
I saw it. I couldn't believe it. No one called me. We're going to try to find a bipartisan pathway forward. I think we need to, but we need to work together. That's not a way of working together, what was done.
Yeah, he wants everyone to work together to make sure Americans get less COVID relief. That's why he's standing outside of Congress with that sign, "Will work for you getting no food." Now, one of the challenges for jamming some unum up our e pluribus is next week's impeachment trial. And I'll catch you up on the latest in tonight's edition of Don and the Giant Impeach 2. Go fast, we're furious.
Yoo-hoo! Yoo-hoo!
The Senate trial begins a week from tomorrow, and the former president is a little behind on his preparation because on Saturday we learned that all 5 attorneys working on his defense left the team. All 5 lawyers. Lawyers! There was something lawyers wouldn't do for money. That is rats fleeing a sinking rat. A source close to the ex-president described it as a mutual decision. Oh, totally mutual. No, Carol did not divorce me. We divorced me. We also agreed that the lawn was the perfect place for all my shirts. Now, it looks like the breakup happened after the ex-pres told the lawyers not to argue that it was unconstitutional to impeach him for insurrection after he left office, but instead focus on arguing that the election was stolen from him. Aha! The brilliant legal strategy of pointing out to the jury how motivated you were to commit the crime. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I intend to prove that my client here could not be guilty of murder by establishing just how stabbable her husband was. Look at that juicy torso. I'm sorry, what? Oh, he's dead, I forgot. So on Sunday, the former president cruised some dark alleys of the legal world and scraped up 2 new lawyers, criminal litigator and man addicted to SPF 1000, David Shern, and former district attorney and school principal waiting for kids to stop booing, Bruce Castor. Now, these guys have a lot in common. When he was Pennsylvania DA back in 2005, Castor declined to prosecute Bill Cosby as part of a secret agreement, although it is possible Castor did not know and Cosby just dropped the secret agreement into his drink. Meanwhile, days before Jeffrey Epstein died, Schoen actually met with the accused child sex trafficker about joining his defense. My God, who on earth would hire Jeffrey Epstein's defense lawyer? Oh, Jeffrey Epstein's wingman? Yeah, that makes sense. It's no surprise the old Potus wants to keep pushing his election fraud. According to the New York Times, the former administration knew Biden was the winner by Thursday, the 12th of November. So 5 days later than everyone else in the world, but still, he knew it was a lie. He knew we knew it was a lie. He knew we knew he knew it was a lie. But he kept it up anyway. It's the electoral equivalent of his bronzer. We can see your ears. We know you're actually the color of dying E.T. Now, the last few weeks have been a tough time for the MAGA crowd, especially believers of something called QAnon, the deranged internet mob preaching that elite Democrats, government officials, and celebrities are part of a cannibalistic child sex trafficking cult, and the ex-president was the hero destined to stop them. Oh, well, Q people, if you're still looking for a savior, can I interest you in a much nicer messiah who also hung out with prostitutes but might actually come back one day? Ever since the dictator slunk off to Mar-a-Gulago, Q folks have been struggling to understand Biden's inauguration, which many believe was actually a deep fake. Yes, it was all staged on a green screen, and in reality, Bernie was just a tennis ball on a stick. Over the weekend, Anderson Cooper interviewed one former Q-sater who made a troubling confession.
Do you at the time believe that high-level Democrats and celebrities were worshiping Satan, drinking the blood of children?
Anderson, I thought you did that, and I would like to apologize for that right now. So I apologize for thinking that you ate babies. But yeah, 100%.
You actually believe that I was drinking the blood of children?
Yes, I did.
Now, what on earth makes anyone believe that Anderson Cooper is drinking the blood of children other than the fact that he never ages? But that wasn't all Q folks believed about the Silver Surfer of cable news.
Was it something about me that made you think that?
It's because Q specifically mentioned you, and he mentioned you very early on. He mentioned you by name, and from there, if he also talked about, like, for example, like your family. But yeah, and I'm gonna be honest, like people still talk about that to this day. There were posts about that just 4 days ago. So some people thought you were a robot.
Okay, that one's just insane. Anderson Cooper is not a robot. The robot is clearly the Blitzborg. Otherwise, why else would he be so bad at mimicking human speech, Anderson? But not every internet crazy is going through agonizing reappraisal. Case in point, on Saturday, anti-vax protesters temporarily shut down the COVID-19 vaccination site at LA's Dodger Stadium, delaying appointments by nearly an hour. Nice try, anti-vaxxers. These are Angelinos. They're not going to quit something because you made them wait 60 minutes. For Pete's sakes, it takes 2 hours just to change lanes on the 405. The protest organizers wanted people to be open to their message, so they urged attendees to refrain from wearing MAGA attire, as we want our statement to resonate with the sheeple. Yeah, the ones getting the vaccine are the sheeple. Now everyone hide the matching hats we bought from our bankrupt casino god king. But despite the calls to resonate with the sheeple, the actual tone of the protest was a bit more aggressive, with anti-vaxxers blocking the stadium entrance and holding signs like, "Tell Bill Gates to go vaccinate himself," and "Swab my butthole, I dare you." Okay, that's not a protest. That's a cry for help. Or NBC is relaunching Fear Factor. And we've got a great show for you tonight. My guest is Ethan Hawke.
Ethan Hawke. That's a great guest.
Yeah, he is. Mask.
Oh, sorry.
When we return, staying safe for your Super Bowl party. Stick around.